Okay. Associated with SCP-8008 occurred in December 18th. Well, space to skip rapidly. I want to skip shit. The victim John Paul review. It's so loud. 38 Caucasian male was found pinned under his Dodge truck. Police on scene reported him being smooshed to the neckline, an empty tube of toothpaste. That's beautiful. Exact wording. That's beautiful poetry. He was also smiling ear to ear and wearing a pair of novelty spiral lens glasses. The SCP Foundation became involved later when the local detective assigned to the case was also found dead. It is so loud. Dismembered by his own lawnmower, smiling broadly and wearing the same glasses. Apparently, this anomalous pair of novelty glasses deemed SCP-8008, I can't concentrate, allows the wearer to fall in love with literally anything. Can I have them? SCP-8008, log October 6, 1996. The entire first cohort of researchers assigned to the anomaly has been redacted. First 3 researchers were killed by an H2 pencil, a diamond necklace, and a pool noodle. The last was found redacted in redacted. All the data after that has been expunged. Okay. Who's walking? Me! No. Stop. What am I supposed to do with this? I shut the SCP-8008 case files in disgust and tucked the folder under my arm. Who'd I piss off to get assigned to an anomaly with a 100% casualty rate? It must be because of the SCP-458 incident last month. Stupid infinite pizza box. Nice. Damn it. The heavy doors to SCP-173, the sculpture's enclosure, are already open when I arrive. My assistant, Dr. Teron Sherman, smiles briefly at me as I enter the room, then returns to reviewing his notes. He flips his pen in an elaborate loop between his fingers. His nervous fidget. The dozen D-class inmates inside are all staring intently at vaguely peanut-shaped sculpture standing motionless in a corner of the room. After all, it only takes an instant when nobody has it in their direct line of sight, even a blink at the wrong time. Then stop blinking, and it will snap all our necks in an instant. I like that. Here comes Dr. Fields now for the experiment with SCP-682. Dr. Fields. Morning. He seems distracted. Morning, sir. Everything alright? He blinks, seeming to refocus. Dr. Fields. Yes, everything's fine. Look at the strange pair of glasses Dr. Fields is handing me. This is it? I take SCP-8008, the novelty glasses from him. Nothing how light they are. Just a dark plastic frame and spiral patterned lenses. Dr. Fields wipes his hands off on his lab coat as if to get rid of anything glasses may have left behind. Dr. Fields, they look funny, but let me tell you. He swallows nervously. Dr. Fields, they're no joke. Nods and takes his leave. Alright. I settle into the flimsy aluminium chair at the table provided and activate the microphone. No turning back now. I take a deep breath and put on SCP-8008, the novelty glasses. Hey, baby, what's up? 173. Hey, hello. I clear my throat, hoping my nerves won't be too noticeable in the video recording. Hello, SCP-173. Whether she's thinking deeply or completely brain dead, I can't tell. Can you understand me? That was something. I'll be continuing experimentation with you, is that alright? Were you expecting someone else? Is she looking for my predecessor? She's going to be disappointed. They're not coming back. but maybe we can be friends. I won't be making the mistakes they did. I won't be making the mistakes they did. I love the visual novel. Definitely brain dead. Besides me, Dr. Sherman scribbles something in his notes. I stretch in my seat, settling into the rhythm of the interrogation. Our goal here is to clarify exactly how SCP-8008 produces its hallucinations and to better understand its... I can't read that fast for sonic properties. That's louder than the previous music. It's so loud. We will compare my subjective experiences to the audio-video footage and Dr. Sherman's notes. To begin, I will show you some images. Is that alright, SCP-173? Still no response, huh? Okay. Footage of the previous researchers showed them reacting as if to a conversation by this point. Maybe I might just survive this after all. Okay! I show her the image of a monarch butterfly in summer. What do you see? She seems distressed by the image, but she's so difficult to read. Next, I show her the image of a human face. And this? She's glaring right at me. Dr. Sherman, so it's wrong. I hadn't realized it, but I'd stood up. The small hairs on the back of my neck are standing straight up. Everything inside me is screaming to get away from this creature. Nothing, I'm fine. It takes all my self-control to force myself to sit down. I can do this. Lastly, I show her an image of her actual face. The blank spray-painted eyes stare up from the paper. Last one, okay. What do you see here? No one. She spoke. Maybe I'm getting through to her after all. SCP-173, would you be able to make some sort of sound to let the others know we're communicating? Maybe bang on the table? The twisted body of one of the D-class personnel is slammed suddenly onto the table, looking up at me with wide eyes. His body is spasming at the sudden disconnection from his brainstem. His head is turned 180 degrees. What just happened? I didn't see. I blinked. The man on the table has stopped twitching. His iris is mid-dilated. Around the room, the remaining D-class have their backs against the walls. One woman is hyperventilating, covering her eyes. I blinked too. D2964 and me. And me? And not again. Everyone just happened to blink at the same time. I will remind D-class personnel that any deviation from eye contact protocol will have severe consequences. We can see that. Beyond the obvious. Right. I almost jump out of my chair as the timer beeps. That's all for today. The sooner these experiments are over, the better. I remove SCP-8008, taking a moment to wipe the sweat from my face. Without the glasses, I can see SCP-173 as it actually is, a monster of concrete and rebar. Living right in front of me. The corpse on the table seems to be staring at it, afraid to look away even in death. I must have watched the video footage of today's experiment a dozen times now. No evidence of the young woman I'd seen. I scrubbed through it again, looking for any sign of mental deterioration. Would I even know if I was seeing it? Perhaps tomorrow I'll ask Dr. Sherman to share his notes with me. Get 500 or die! How? I wanna... how? Okay. Okay, you kinda get... I miss tutorials now. Please, I'm young. I'm fruitful. I can't die yet. Oh, break your legs. Oh, baby, don't say that. Oh, I like it when you threaten me. I'm under so much pressure right now. 35,000 points. 35! 35,000. That's so... Okay, maybe don't put me under pressure and I'll get your fucking points. Don't put me under pressure and I'll get your fucking points. Don't worry about it. You want me to get how many points in that little time? Please have mercy. Have mercy. Please. I'm trying my best to do everything I can right now for you, but you don't understand me. It's not even close. Come on. Wait. If you click on my face. Hi. I wake with a start. What was that dream? Something about legs and... Hey, baby. Missed you. The hell? You're so welcome. She's gone. I reach up to touch my face, terrified that I might find SCP-8008 there. It's just me. Sorry. So what did I just see? I dress and head down to the cafeteria to get some water. A clock on the wall reached just past 2 a.m. It's so quiet. I find my way to the cafeteria without incident. It's empty but for Dr. Singer, the third researcher in our cohort, sitting at one of the benches. She's staring into a hot mug of coffee, hunched over with her elbows resting on her knees. Dr. Singer? She jumps at my voice, spilling coffee on her hands and dropping the mug with a shout. It shatters on the ground. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Dr. Singer, no, it's fine. It was an accident. She means it, but I still feel bad. Neither of us say anything as we clean up the mess. Eventually, I break the silence. How did it go with SCP-096 today? Dr. Singer makes a face as she rinses her hands under cold water. That bad, huh? No. She didn't even talk to me. It just... She pauses for a moment, then blinks. Thank you. She turns off the faucet and dries her hands. You were assistant to the previous leader and researcher, right? I can't help but ask. She nods. All the data about him was expunged. I was hoping you might be able to... I let my question trail off as I see the paleness of Dr. Singer's face. Dr. Singer, I don't want to talk about it. Her eyes are cold, but it might be able to help us. It might... I said I don't want to talk about it. Suddenly the room rocks at the sound of distant explosion. An instant later, the containment breach alarm blares to life. What's that? Singer and I look at each other in horror as we both come to the same realization. Dr. Fields, we break into a run towards SCP-682's temporary containment chamber. Maybe we're not too late? The alarms are deafening. I've only ever heard them once before, at the site I'd been transferred from. 14 people had died that night. The hallway rocks violently. Fine dust pours from the concrete ceiling, catching in my throat as we run. I cough hoarsely, my lungs already burning from the unfamiliar exercise. My worst fears are confirmed as we round the final corner. All I can see is a cloud of billowing dust and stone debris. Huge shards of rock have gouged the walls on the far end of the corridor, exploding from the wall that had been SCP-682's temporary containment chamber. Thank you for saying that. I couldn't. I jumped as a hand grasped my trouser's leg. To my horror, I recognized Dr. Vieda, the fourth and final researcher in our cohort. His lips and chin are crimson with blood. His torso has been pulped by metal sharpener. I barely have time to process this before a sharp looms out of the new hole in the wall. It's big. Ahead of us, Dr. Fields is standing with his arms raised towards it. I can't see his face, but I know he's wearing SCP-8008. The massive Keter-class anomaly crawls over the pile of debris. Yellow acid smoke pours off its body. It spots Dr. Singer and I. My body freezes, pinned by those hateful yellow eyes. Dr. Fields, my beloved, my queen. He looks so small next to her. I did as you asked. Now we can be together. Disgusting. It snaps Dr. Fields up in its crocodilian jaw faster than can believe. Fields scream as SCP-682 shakes him back and forth like a doll. I can hear his body breaking. SCP-800 flies off and lands near my feet. A wave of desire to put them on washes over me, melting through the absolute terror and leaving only calm. I'm gonna put the glasses on this time. Hey, baby, I like what you did with your hair. It looks so good. She's big, is she? She holds Dr. Fields by the torso in one of her hands. His screams become gurgles as my mind struggles to understand what it's seeing. Dr. Fields' body seems to dissolve in ragged chunks, as if something unseen is tearing him apart. Dr. Fields' body seems to dissolve in ragged chunks. Then it occurs to me Then he's gone. SCP-62. Interesting. Gunfire erupts from behind SCP-682. I hit the floor just as bullets whip through the air around me, sending up sprays of sharp stone where they hit the tiles. I cover my head. Even above the sirens and the gunfire, I can hear SCP-682 shriek as it enters a rage state. The floor rocks under me as another section of the building collapses. Then suddenly, the shower of debris and bullets stop. Even sound seems muted. I decide to risk it carefully. I open one dust-covered eye to see a pair of bare gray feet standing just inches from my face. After a moment of confusion, it dawns on me. SCP-096 had been moved into the adjoining cell block for testing. I cover my eyes an instant, praying I haven't seen its face somehow. To see SCP-096's face is certain death. Its voice rings through the high-ceiling chamber, followed by a howl from SCP-096 as it too enters a rage state upon being glimpsed. I blindly begin to crawl away from the sound of fighting as the two anomalies clash. I hope desperately I'm going to opposite direction. A huge chunk of concrete strikes me in the back, crushing the air from my lungs in a whoosh. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. My vision goes soft around the edges as the life is slowly crushed out of me. Is this it? Something is pulling on my legs. Something possibly strong. I feel hands around my ankles. I gasp as the pressure on my chest is released and light returns to the world. Hey, baby. I am. Thank you. That's a little creepy. I hear voices. I hear Dr. Sherman shouting. Why is he shouting? Doctor, can you hear me? I try to respond, but it turns into a hacking cough. My throat is full of dust. You're alright. He helps me to sit up and waits while I cough a while longer. Miraculously, I seem to be unharmed. Let's get you to the medical ward. He supports me as I stand. Glancing backwards as we turn to leave, I see the slab of concrete that almost killed me, and the trail through the dust from where SCP-173 had dragged me to safety. Why? I'm hooked up to several machines in a private room. My heartbeat sounds quick and irregular on the monitor. Isn't this a bit excessive? He looks up at me from his chair in the corner, his lips twisting to a wry grin. You know, for someone so smart, you're a real idiot. Huh? There. I leaned back in my nest of pillows. Are alright? Yeah, she's fine. She had the sense to run when she saw what happened to Dr. Fields. I nod awkwardly. He stands and hands me a glass of water from the bedside table. I drained the glass, not realizing how thirsty I'd been. And the breech? Sherman sighs at that, then shoves his hands in his pockets. Words around sight is they were able to contain both SCP-682 and SCP-096. But SCP-173 is missing. Should I tell him SCP-173 saved my life? Its containment chamber was found open. We need to find SCP-173. I think I might be in danger. That as much as I'm willing to say. His eyes narrow. The task force personnel are already down in the tunnel searching for it. They won't find her. They won't find it. Right, sorry. Actually, why not? How do I explain it to him? We need to ask someone who was there. Everyone who saw what happened was torn apart. Are there? Thank you. Not everyone? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Tyrone, I don't have a lot of time. It's hard to explain. Crossed his arms for a moment and seemed to deflate. Fine. Suppose someone has to keep watch over you. A child runs down my spine at that. A child runs down my spine at that. I can't help but wonder if SCP-173 is watching me even now. There's no time to lose. Yeah, random. Just pick one. The other one kills you when you look at her, apparently. Normally it would take days to clear this kind of experiment with higher ups. But with Dr. Fields gone, I'm the highest ranking researcher we've got. Sadly. God help us. They're really not taking any chances this time. Behind me I hear Dr. Sherman fake a cough to hide his grin. On either side of us, a full legion of mobile task force guards watches us pass. Their black helmets and visors obscure their glares, but I can still feel the chill in the air. These men just lost friends because a researcher like me couldn't handle his assignment. I carefully step to avoid the electric rails set into the floor as we approach SCP-682's new containment chamber. We stop just inside the huge space. Before us sits a massive 5x5x5 cube of reinforced steel filled with hydrochloric acid. In the acid hangs SCP-682 itself, suspended between life and death as its body regenerates just as fast as the acid can eat it away. Sherman pulls out his notebook. As always, he'll be acting as my personal reality anchor. SCP-682? Can you understand me? I've come to talk to you about SCP-173. A low chuckle resonates through the room. I can feel it in the soles of my feet. SCP-682 flicks its massive tail to slowly turn away from the view screen. Do you know what happened to it? No response. SCP-682 has now floated so its back is fully facing us. We don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I had been hoping to avoid this. Dr. Sherman, where are you? He watches me carefully as he hands me the novelty glasses. You're not immune to it. I know that too well. With a deep breath, I put on SCP-8008. She's so big. It takes me a moment to compose myself before I can speak. SCP-682? I need to know what happened during the breach. Her voice. It's not at all like I'd expected. Would you please tell me what happened? You think that too? I've never seen such a hostile smile. From the corner of my eye, I see Dr. Sherman watching me carefully. But I need to stay focused on SCP-682. You cannot be trusted. So as it swirls in little eddies around her as she laughs. What could you possibly want anyways? That I could give you at least. If you were to tell us where SCP-173 is. I can hear the creaking of plastic as the task force personnel shift their weight around the room. Their guns are still lowered. For now. Doctor? I relay the offer to Dr. Sherman. Dr. Sherman, out of the question. A sharp beep from the lead task force member's radio makes me pause. He looks at us, then picks up the line. The static-filled screams from the other end are so loud, he has to hold it at arm's length. Handheld radio. Reinforcements sent in rain for... The voices abruptly cut off. The radio goes dead. The silence that falls over the room is absolute. Me. You want me. Everyone scribbling has stopped, waiting for my next words. I'm not sure I have a better option. I feel like this is such a bad idea. Except... I'm gonna fucking die. Gonna fucking die. See you tomorrow. I remove SCP-8008 and hand it to Dr. Sherman for safekeeping. Dr. Singer and I have decided it's the safest place for them. And rumbling laughter follows us out of the chamber. I can't help but wonder if I'm making the right decision. Oh, I did not. I never do. And time is running out. Once we're outside earshot of the guards, Dr. Sherman stops to look me dead in the eyes. Dr. Sherman, you can't go through with this. It might be our best shot. Runs his hands through his hair. Dr. Sherman, alright, fine. I trust you. We should still visit SCP-096. Prepare for tomorrow's date. We still visit SCP-096. As per protocol, no one is actually allowed to enter SCP-096 containment chamber. The risk of accidentally glimpsing its face is just too high. And that's all it would take. SCP-096 cannot be stopped once you've seen its face. It will find you and kill you no matter what. Is this really such a good idea? Around us, the armed task force personnel watch carefully, wary for any signs of trouble. Dr. Sherman, Dr. Singer, and I stop in front of SCP-096, the sealed doorway. Dr. Sherman, we don't have to do this. I roll my eyes at him. Well, unless you want to go on a sunset date with the big lizard. Dr. Sherman's face drains of color just thinking about it. Guess not then. Shall we? Dr. Singer hesitates before initiating the audio link. Dr. Singer, she didn't say anything at all to me yesterday. So don't be disappointed if this doesn't go like you hope. I nod and she punches in the code. Sherman hands me SCP-8008 looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. Centering myself, I put them on. She's singing? What? It's beautiful. Like a bird. It sounds so sad. almost lonely. She stopped. Hello? She wants us to look away from the console. But I can't even... She's begging us. And Sherman both look awkwardly at the floor. Is that better? Flirt with her. Yeah, beautiful voice. Aww. I'm not lying, you really do. You're welcome. Looking at me oddly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's time to flirt with one thing I can kill you quickly. I talked to you about yesterday. You scream so loud the speaker cuts out, but we can still hear it clearly through the wall. The task force team leader steps forward, ready to intervene. Stand down. I try to put as much authority as I can into my voice. Dr. Field's dead. I'm the highest ranking official at the facility. Through his visor, I watch the man's eyes flicker between my face and my Class 5 authorization badge. Stand down. Task Foreman exhales, then returns to his post. I watch him as a moment longer before returning my attention to SP-096. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Please talk to me. No, I swear, SP-682 won't come anywhere near you. I just wanted to ask about SCP-173. We just need to know where it went. Yes, then we'll leave you alone. Just like that, she's going to tell us? I try not to let my excitement show on my face. Ah! I knew it couldn't be that easy. What do you need in return? At my side, Dr. Shimon shoots me a look. Shrug he requests might turn out to be something we can easily accommodate. It would almost certainly be less dangerous than what SCP-682 asked for. Huh? A bird? You mean out in the mountains? Okay, sure, you can have some recorded bird song. That's not what she asked for. Don't upset her. Again, we're forced to cover our ears against the piercing noise. I want a real bird. What's the danger of having a fucking bird? She's gonna kill it anyway. We get you a real bird. You can have it by tomorrow. Then you'll tell us about what happened to SCP-173? You're welcome. Takes SCP-8008 off for more aggressive than necessary, and the image of the Corona screen is replaced by lifeless data. She wants birds. I hand nodding SCP-8008 back to Dr. Sherman, who stores them safely in his breast pocket. This is a bad idea. Why? I don't know how, but it is. What other choice do we have? The mental image of SCP-682 looms over us all. I set off down the hallway, signaling to the other researchers to follow. I nod to the task force team leader as we go. The man is as solemn as granite. We could just wait for the task force personnel to do their jobs, as if a cloud is hanging over me, blurring my thoughts. Am I just tired, or is it something more ridiculous? Let's call it a day. We're all exhausted. No one argues with that. We'll talk about this in the morning, alright? Dr. Sherman looks at me, then at Dr. Singer. He shrugs, looking just exhausted as I feel. Okay, let's get you back to the medical ward. My eyes drift closed just as soon as I'm tucked into bed. What a day. Everything swirls around in my mind as sleep overtakes me. Ah! Not this again. Yeah, it is. Ah! Oh! What are you... Why? Why are you doing this? I can't concentrate like this, woman. You bitch. I want nothing more than to get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna... You actually expect me to get that much? Ugh, suck. Ugh. Hate nothing more than this. I said get out. How do I get out? 25, that's a lot, lady. My stuff is hanging out already. Oh. Ah! I hate everything you're doing. What? I can't do shit. Ugh. Where am I? The tunnel beneath the facility. I hear footsteps and shouting. Is that? Hey, baby. I hit the ground. What happened? I've fallen out of bed. The tile floor is cold on my cheek. What was that nightmare? My wrist hurts, probably ripped the TV out, and the heart rate monitor, considering the alarm telling me I've flatlined. The door to my room flies open. Dr. Sherman, doctor! I look up to see my assistant silhouetted in the doorway. In the next moment, he's at my side. Oh, thank God. I thought, I'm fine, just a nightmare. He looks at me strangely, somewhere between concern and relief. Some nightmare. Come on, let me help you. I stood on the edge of the bed, rubbing my sore wrist. The morning shift nurse arrives a moment later to check my vitals. Hangs back, fidgeting with his favorite pen. Healthy as a horse? The nurse forces a smile for my benefit but says nothing. And Dr. Sherman and I are alone again. It was SCP-173. Looks up at me. In my nightmare, that is. He's down in tunnels. I think I even know where. No, you don't. It was just a dream. I'm not sure anymore. I sigh, weighing our options. We could give SCP-682 its hour of sunlight, and pray it doesn't kill us all in the process, or give SCP-096 its bird, and pray it also doesn't kill us all in the process. All our options kinda suck. Dr. Sherman actually lost at that. Dr. Sherman, you're right about that. So what should we do? Let's go 096, because it's gonna fucking kill me the instant I look at it. Songbird trails in its cage tucked under my arm, blissfully unaware of all danger. Unlike the small army of task force personnel gathered around us. There is no pretense of hesitation today as Dr. Sherman hands me SCP-8008. As always, I marvel at how light the novelty glasses are. Sherman seems withdrawn, her arms crossed tightly. Begin the experiment. Luxina punches in the code without comment. The door grinds open, rusty with age. Visual contact established. SCP-096 is sitting hunched in the corner of its cell. It grotesquely elongates arms wrapped around its bony knees. 3 layers of blackout Teflon composed bags have been secured over its head. The operation was performed by autonomous robots to avoid the possibility of human glimpsing its face. I step forward into the threshold. A sudden hand on my shoulder makes me pause. Be careful in there. I nod. Leave me alone in the containment chamber. The door squeals closed behind me. There's no going back now. Checking audio feed. Slight crackling precedes Dr. Singer's voice over the speakers. Loud and clear, Doctor. No going back. Without hesitation, I put SCP-8008. Jeez, I stopped that thought in its tracks. I'm stronger than this. I need to resist. Of course. Before I can stop her, she's taken the cage from me. The bird inside doesn't seem to mind. Distantly, I wonder what I would see if I removed the glasses. Would I see SCP-096 standing in front of me, smiling with its hideously distended mouth? I remind myself that this is hallucination. The real SCP-096 has 3 layers of blackout bags over its head. Bird is singing back to my amazement. I'm not really a good singer. It's just, she can kill you. Just do it. Self-conscious, I try again. Snakes man's there, fingers are warm and delicate. Am I playing an SCP dating game? Not all like I would have expected. There you go. You're getting it. I'm pretty sure everybody standing outside is laughing. What the fuck is happening here? Why is he singing? Oh, it's actually worked. Her smile of joy is infectious. To the outside observer, it probably sounds like I've completely lost my mind. But I can't bring myself to care. Just ask her, because I feel like if I just cut her off, she's just gonna fucking kill me. Be free like that, I mean. I have to become my rigid. I don't think I should have asked her about any time pleasant. I can't even remember what freedom feels like. Beams at the question. Huh? Doesn't that make sense? No! Heart is racing in my chest. Now I'm the one who's speechless. I understand. Her expression darkens. That was a long time ago, though. Then the men came and took me here. She drops the cage to the bird inside. It's unharmed, but it's startled into a frenzy. Starts shaking all over. Why? There's something over my head. Please. Help me take it off. Heart breaks for the poor girl before me, trapped here against her will. Lila, Red! This to be kept forever in a concrete box. She bends forward, guiding my hands to the base of her neck. She bends forward. Now, I don't see anything, but I can clearly feel the ties binding the Teflon bags over her head. Should I help her? Ah, I'm not good with choices. No. But I'm a simp. I'm gonna fucking die because of it. Okay, I'll take them off. Carefully I untie the invisible cords. Not even telling her, don't look at me. Distantly I hear shouting. It's static field and so far away. My assistant, Dr. Singer. I feel the unseen fabric loosen. Lift it up over her head and... Woo! I don't like you. Keep the bag on. She's so... No, she's not. I knew I was gonna fucking die. I knew I was gonna fucking die.